NFR or non-functional requirements. The requirements can be categorized broadly into two categories. One is functional requirement, one is non-functional requirement. So there are requirements because the name is saying functional. So what are the functions and features? These are the functional requirement. What the system should do. What are the product features? If you want to write it has this, it has that, then this is the functional requirement. There are certain requirements which are non-functional. That is, what the system should do is functional requirement, but how the system should do it is the non-functional requirement. You will only be told functional requirement, but the non-functional requirement are like the performance, like the security, like the usability. These are all non-functional requirements. So user expectations are non-functional. User requirements are functional requirements. So functional requirements are product features. Non-functional requirements are product properties. Okay. So this is how we differentiate between the functional and non-functional requirement. For example, we need the, say, add button, delete button. This is functional, but we want this to be done in this time. That is non-functional. So the non-functional requirement or NFR, it can be quality attribute like the usability, security, performance, maintainability. So it can be a performance attribute. That is how much time it should do this thing. That is, for example, file transfer, the industry standard for 1 GB is 5 minutes in, say, Ethernet environment. But if you are able to do it in, say 10 minutes or 30 minutes, it's not acceptable. Every software needs some security issues. Okay, some keys have to be used, some authentication, authorization has to be established. This is the security attribute. Or the NFR can also be some general constraint. That is, this shouldn't be there, or this can only go up to that extent. That is also an NFR. That is the constraint you will keep in your mind. So the emphasis always, whenever we give software or do software, make software, we always think about the functionality. Say we have 50 use cases, 50 requirements, we just start making it. But without these NFRs, non-functional requirement, proper usability, proper security, proper performance, proper maintainability, reliability, availability, if it is not there, then the software is not be usable or useful at all. So non-functional requirement is as important as functional requirement. So there are certain ways like the QFD, quality function deployment. Here, the customer who don't speak the requirement, those requirements can be converted into system requirement. That is, user thinks sometimes these things are obvious. So how to convert those things into actual requirements? So these non-functional requirements in the SRS, which I already showed you, in this SRS we present it. So there is a proper template. IEEE standard is also there. So we write it here. We mention it in the SRS. Non-functional requirements, as I said, we are using QFD to convert these the unspoken requirement into actual requirement. This we can do using QFD. But as in addition to QFD, as a help to QFD, we can also have a two-phase approach in order to identify the non-functional requirement. That is, what are the non-functional requirements? So how to do this? The first phase in this two-phase approach, we first establish the guidelines. These are the software engineering guidelines we'll use. What are the practices you're going to use? What will be the architecture style? What is the design pattern? Then we'll list the NFRs. That is, how much usability you want, what is this testability, do you want security or not, what is the maintainability, reliability, availability. This can be the NFRs. So there will be a list of the guidelines, there will be a list of NFR. Then we'll make a table. The table in the matrix form, here we'll have columns and rows. So the column labels we will give as NFRs, like the usability, testability, security, maintainability, like this. So the column labels, for example, you have the requirement. These are requirements only. So you say R1, R2, R3, these are non-function requirements. So we'll put it on the column labels. Then the guidelines we have already established, this will put on the row labels, like this guideline 1, guideline 2, guideline 3. Okay. Now this is a matrix form. What you will do, because ultimately we have to find out what are the requirements. This is our goal. So this is a relationship matrix. Now here each guideline will be compared with other. That is, whether this guideline 1 and guideline 2 with respect to this requirement is complementary, whether these two are overlapping, conflicting or independent. For example, for the requirement number 2, say for testability, whether this guideline 2, guideline 3, how do they are related? So the relationship between the guidelines with respect to the NFR is known here and we'll write it there. Okay, I'll tell you. G1, G2, for example, we have two guidelines. We already established the guidelines. And for these two guidelines, for a particular requirement, this requirement, for these two guidelines, whether these guidelines, because we are comparing the guidelines, whether they are talking same thing, so they are overlapping. So if two guidelines are saying the same things for the same requirement, if they are saying one is north, one is south, they are saying conflicting. It may be a scenario where G1 and G2 guidelines are entirely different, so they are independent. So now comes the second phase. Here the team will prioritize each of these NFRs by creating a homogeneous set of non-functional requirements. Here you will use the set of decision rules for which guidelines to implement and which to reject. So here we are using this non-functional requirement. We can also decide what guidelines we are going to implement, because we have made, say, some homogeneous set, for example R1 till R3 and say Rn-1 and Rn. So for this which guideline we have to implement? For example, one guideline is applicable, one is not. This is the second phase.